All right, Armchair Engineer 85. I'm doing right now a little bit of suspension work. I'm messing around with my ride height. So I've got my sled all jacked up. So now is a perfect time for me to redo a video on how to add coolant, whether it's just a little bit or the sled has no coolant in it at all and you're completely filling it with antifreeze. I did that one video and I didn't realize that the sound had cut out. And I posted the video about a year ago, and then I didn't think it would get much attention. And of course, now it's winter and everybody's riding, so now it's getting a lot of attention. And people are saying that there's no sound. So I thought I would do a quick video while I already have the sled in this position on how to add coolant and burp the sled to get all the air out of the system. So, as I said, what you want to do is you want to get a jack, and you want to jack up from the center here. This is your keel. And once you get the sled in the air, you don't have to have it this high, but in my opinion, the higher the better. So it's nice and elevated. So you would go over here to your expansion tank, your coolant little reservoir, and you start adding coolant. What you want to do, the reason for this being elevated is you have your heat exchangers in the back, and it's going to help push that coolant to the back to fill up those heat exchangers, because there's quite a bit of area in this sled, like with the coolant lines. Like I said, it's got to run all the way to the back and all the way forward. So this is basically what you want to do. And when you're doing it, you'll see air going bloop, 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 and it's coming out. And you keep doing it till about you got your cold level here, and then where's your hot? Well, anyways, you want to do it to your sled will be cold anyways. So while you have it elevated, don't go completely to the cold line, because then when you put the sled down, you'll be over the cold line. Once you see about coolant come to here, stop, put your snowmobile flat, and then proceed to add it to the cold level line. Now, after that, start up your snowmobile, or you can leave it for a little bit and you can watch to see that it doesn't naturally go down on its own. Let's say you leave it for half an hour, elevated like this. But once you start up the sled, all the coolant is going to start circulating. And once it starts circulating, you may find, and you probably will, that it drops below that cold level line. Not a problem. All you do is you repeat the same process. Jack up the sled, add coolant, not all the way to the cold line, add it to about like here, put the sled down, finish adding it to the cold line, and then you basically the same thing. Cycle the snowmobile again until it stays at that cold line. After your first ride, let's say you go out for an hour or two, come in, when it's cold, check it, and it'll probably be maybe down a little bit more, and then you add. That's all you do. But like I said, the key here is you want to elevate the sled, because that'll help drive the air. It gets this little reservoir here up higher, and it helps fill up those rear heat exchangers. You probably saw this is the Gen 4 chassis, and they've done a good job by putting the bottle off to the side here so it's nice and accessible. But in the Rev XS chassis Gen 3, you can see there they buried it underneath. And if you go back to that old video of mine, you can see the little tool that I made with just basically a rubber hose and a small oil funnel that will fit right in there, and you can add it. That's not very convenient, but obviously BRP have learned, and they freed up space by moving this tank to the far side in the G Generation 4 chassis. Anyways, I hope this helps. I hope it clears up with the last video, because there was no sound, and I hope everybody's out there enjoying themselves, enjoying this winter, because the last winter was horrible. All right, guys, Armchair Engineer, like, comment, and subscribe.